Alright, bonjour à tous, Battosay here, welcome to episode 19 of my Let's Play. And today I'm really happy because I'm gonna make a lot of block dispensers. A lot of block dispensers. I've never made so much solons in a row, but the kiln and the battery system are working perfectly. I left them running for several hours and made a bit more earn. I also finished to collect all of my ground nether from the redstone above and placed a bit more, that's why it's still working. And yeah, I made a lot of solar. Just a quick note on what I said previously about the items sometimes getting stuck. As you can see, it's like they're glued to the brick block and they won't fall in the water under them. But we can see that we only have 2 urn wasted and there was 4 stacks of solar inside, so it's not happening that much. I don't think it happened on the other side. Or maybe not. Let's check. Come on, piston. There you go. Yep, we have one here that got stuck something on the block. So the system is not 100% efficient, but it's still working very well. But yeah, enough about that. Let's make some dispensers. So I'm gonna make only 5, that's still a lot, but only 4 stacks of them. Maybe not that much, but yeah, the new recipe for the block dispenser is really expensive. The main problem is that now it costs a lot of redstone to make them. I think a bit too much redstone. Now I keep running out of redstone and I always have to go into the mine to get more, and that's a bit annoying because with Battosay so far we got rid of the mining mostly because now we can recycle the what the fuck? Okay, it just didn't do. Yeah, anyway, so now we don't have to go mine that much since we can recycle the iron. We can make silver steel the same way and recycle it. For the coal, now we can make netherrack with carbon powder. Yep, with carbon powder and hellfire dust, and this way it's much more efficient and you don't have to go mine that much. You don't really need the diamonds so far, so we're gonna use them later for the lens. We know that it's gonna be part of the lens, but besides that, you don't have to go into your mine that much besides for the redstone now. So I just wish that the recipe for the advanced block in Battosay won't use so much redstone. What do you think about that? Do you think it's too much redstone? Or do you think that the recipe are perfectly balanced? Let me know in the comment what you guys think about that, by the way. So, now that I have my dispenser, I'm gonna use them for the bloodwood farm in the Nether. But first we're gonna finish the new saw setup that I started here, because that yeah, I feel like doing that first. It's gonna be really simple. So let me just hook that part up. The system is gonna be powered by not powered, but the whole setup with the block dispenser and the hopper are gonna be fed by above. I'm gonna throw blocks, the wood or the planks or the siding or the wool, if I want to make wool slabs, above into water. That will bring the blocks into this spot here, into the block dispenser. And I'll simply have a lever above that's gonna allow me to place or remove this block here with the sticky piston. That's what gonna allow me to turn the system on and off. And how it's gonna work is that when the block dispenser place a block, let's place 5 of them. When the block dispenser place a block in front of it, the block detector here sees it, sends the signal, and if there's the block placed by the piston here, then the signal will go to the block dispenser, sorry, and place a new block. As you can see, it placed all of the blocks that it had. So if I do that from in front, there we go. The detector plays the block, and when the block disappears, then the block detector turns off. This way the torch that is stuck to it will turn on, and it makes a loop that will keep placing block until there's no more blocks to be placed. I can actually increase the delay now that I have a brand new computer that works far better. Yeah! So there we go. Should be enough. And the lever will be connected to the piston here to turn it on or off, and the same lever also will be used to initiate, how do you say that? Whatever, to initiate the setup when I'm gonna place my blocks, because when I'm gonna remove the block here, it will remove the signal from the block dispenser, and when I'll turn it on, it will place the block, which will send the first signal to the block dispenser that will start the loop until there's no more block in the block dispenser. And as you can see, it only uses one hopper. Well, you don't even need the hopper if you want to simply have this setup as your first floor and manually place the blocks in the block dispenser. But if you do that with a hopper above, you can increase the number of blocks that you can place in your dispenser at once. And yeah, it only uses a block dispenser, a saw, a detector, a hopper, and behind that a torch, 2 repeater, a redstone wire, and a sticky piston. Just there. There we go. So let's place one from scratch here. So I just have my setup for the gearbox already placed. So I'm gonna have a block dispenser just there with a hopper above it, with my gearbox powering the hopper here. Also I want to, yep, already done that. There we go. On the side here I have my detector, and just in front of the dispenser my saw. Same thing, it's powered by gearbox and axles, and I kept 3 blocks of space behind the dispenser and the gearbox, because I'm gonna need some space here. So I have my torch sticked to the side of the block detector, then 2 repeaters. You can adjust the delay according to your computer performances, and then the signal to the dispenser. After that, you have to make sure that all of the blocks around the saw are properly closed. Maybe I should change the delay. Yep. Looks like I need at least six ticks of delay for it to work all the time. And there we go. So just gonna grab some planks to place it. So I need to place some next to the saw, because there's a small gap in the saw and you might have some planks getting stuck here. One above, and also I'm gonna place some around the hopper to hide what's behind from this side. This way I just can see a bit of the gearbox over there. And after that I'm gonna have my water stream under the saw here. That's gonna take my items into this hole here. I can place that here now. That's gonna be the side of it. Know that I'm playing on fancy graphics, I can see through the leaves, which wasn't not the case before. So now I have to make sure that I'll place blocks behind the leaves, or I can see through it and it looks weird here, but it looks yeah, it looks cool from here, I think. Yep. So yeah, my setup's gonna be like that here, and I have the exact replica of it on the other side, just here. So that's the same thing, except that the saw is on the left and here it's on the right. This way I've simply powered it with the with the same axle, with the same gearbox, sorry, from behind. It was easier this way to power both of the saws, here and here. So yeah, now I'm just gonna make the force setup here, and we'll get into the aesthetic part of here above. And since that's gonna be the part where I'm gonna process the wood, I'm probably gonna start a tree farm either here underground or above ground, just above here. I'm not sure. No, it might be too close from my mansion to do that, so yeah, I'm probably gonna dig a lot of space. That's gonna get me some stone, a nice way to get some stone, and make a tree farm here. And yeah, the part to load the wood will be here, and with the levers sorry, with the levers to turn it on and off. And under that I'm gonna have the storage part right here. I'm still not sure I'll do that, so I'll try to come up with a good design, and after that I'll show you how to make one, because I'll just make one for this part, and again we'll do this part together. So see ya. Okay, so we're in the Nether. I had to make a small break to go here collect some more glowstone because I ran out of it and I want to use it in my design. So, small trip to the Nether. Collecting glowstone is now much more easy with Silk Touch. You get the glowstone blocks. And now with my new computer I can finally enjoy the Nether, because I used to really hate the Nether, mostly because I was playing in tiny render distance, so I was never able to see really far, and I always ended up being shot by invisible guests that were a bit too far, so I couldn't see them, and that was really a pain. But now, with my new beast, that's really much more enjoyable. And also I found the Nether really beautiful like that. I'm really not used to see it just like that, to be able to see so far and see all of the lava and the glowstone in the distance. That's really cool. So we're really far from the main portal here. That's the Nether fortress, in which well, later. So we have a Nether fortress here, and I'm gonna have a minecart system that goes up to here, and I might settle here because there's a nice almost flat area here, which might be great for a base in the Nether. Also we have the first Nether fortress that I found here, and if you look carefully in the distance over there, right in front of my crosshair, you can see another Nether fortress. Well, I think it is. I didn't went there to check, but you can see the pillar of the bridge, so I guess that's a new Nether fortress. So that's probably really cool. We already have 2 blaze spawners here, and if I'm lucky I might have some other in the other fortress there. So I'm gonna do a bit more of collecting the glowstone. I have a ton here. Just have to be careful not to make it fall in the lava. And check for the guest. But, oh, that's a big one. Cool. Yeah, the Nether look really, really cool like that. I love to be able to see so far. Really nice. Not sure I'll get there from so far. Anyway, so yeah, a bit more of collecting and I'll see you back at home. And we are back. So, I've finished the top floor. This is the part where you throw your blocks that will end up being cut by the saw. So I went with a style with the leaves again to match what I did on the floor below. So that's how it looks with my 4 setups. This here is gonna be a window that will allow me to see in the tree farm later. So I just kept that like that in the meantime. Same thing for here, I'm gonna have windows to the tree farm. And so when I want to cut some planks or logs or whatever, I just throw them in the water here and then start the lever, which will initiate the process by placing the first block, and then the block dispenser, the block detector, will start its loop until there's no more block left. The blocks goes in the water and fall into this small hole here, because there's a siding here, and they go downstairs into a small advanced storage system. I tried to make it a bit more compact, so that's the completely finished and hidden version. We have 4 double chests and 4 hopper of storage, so that's a bit more than 5 double chests of storage, which is already a lot. And on the other side, that's the unhidden version. so it uses hoppers. I've only used 4, but you can extend it a bit further if you drop one level and make another water flow start here. So 4 hoppers, the chest obviously, the gearbox to power the hopper, and 4 sticky pistons with any kind of block. I want to use glowstone because this way it's also giving me some light in the room here. Let's just place my block here. So to do that, first you have to place your hopper. The first one here is... oh, my mouth is having some weird trouble. Oh, okay. That's weird. Anyway, so the first hopper is directly below where the items will fall, and it has to be 3 blocks below at least, because the water is gonna be just there. So I'm gonna place... yeah, let's start with the mechanical power. So my mechanical power is coming from here. I have a gearbox above, so I'm gonna use it. Just like that. To power all of my hoppers, I'll place them as close as I can from the hoppers. I should have placed the chest here. Let's just make one quickly. Okay. So now that they are powered, I'm gonna use the... oh, maybe I should explain how it works for you guys who don't know what it is. So the items will fall into the hopper, which is here, hidden by the siding. I love the new feature. You can change the direction of the siding and molding by just right clicking with nothing in your hand. So my siding is just here to hide the redstone wire from the hopper here. Because when the hopper will be full, it will send a signal to the redstone here. That's gonna be the same thing if I press the lever here. And the signal will go to the sticky piston, which is behind. We'll place a block, and this way the items won't be able to fall into this hopper, but will go to the next one. When the next one will be full, they'll go into the next one again, and when the third is full, they'll fall into the last one, which is not connected to anything. And I have a light block here to let me know when the lever is on. And I'll see if the hopper is full, because it will push the glowstone in front of the just above the hopper here. So then I'm gonna place some redstone next to my hoppers, and they need to be there. You need to have 2 blocks between each hopper, because otherwise the signal will be connected to by both of the hoppers. It doesn't matter here because it's the last one. This one gets filled first, then this one, and when this one is full, it sends the signal to the redstone here, and all of the items get into the last chest. And when the last hopper is full, it will also power this redstone wire, but it's not a problem since it's the last chest. And I want to take my signal and bring it to my sticky piston that are placed right above the gearbox here. So to do that, I just dig a small hole here to let my redstone go from under, just like that. And then I'll take... Oh, what the fuck? That's weird. Oh, I know, that's probably because my optical mouse, my wireless mouse, is also connected and it's laying on my bed. I can see it from here. Whatever, I'll unpower it later. Anyway, my redstone goes to the piston, and you want to make sure that you won't unpower the gearbox. That's why I won't place my redstone like that, because otherwise it will also unpower the gearbox here. So just raise the redstone by 1 block like that, and we are good for the redstone. Now I'm gonna place my blocks in front of the sticky pistons, and then the frame for the water. So you don't want to place any block above here. I'm gonna yep, I have my 2 blocks here in the middle, my glass just above here to prevent the water from falling. So it's gonna make... the water is gonna be here, so that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 long. And it will stop just there to bring the items into the last hopper. That's good. I want to hide the wiring like so. And I need to make sure that I have a glass block in front of the glowstone, otherwise the water will flow here. And then I just have to place my water, and that's good. This way, when the hopper will be full, it will send a signal to the redstone here that will take the item to the next one, and to the next one, and to the last one. I'm gonna make it light blocks here, this way. When I'm gonna press the lever here, I'll know that the lever is powered. Oops. There we go. And also I like to place a siding just above to make it blend a bit better. This way I can see the redstone at all. And also to stop the small water particles that come from above, I'm just gonna place some molding here. This way I don't have this annoying thing, because there's a block here. And that's it. So I'm just gonna finish the last part and I'll show you how it looks and how it works. And that's it, the finished version. So I've thrown a whole bunch of blocks into the different setup, so you can see it in action. The good thing with this design is that you don't need redstone loops, and when you start the process it will automatically stop when there's no more block to cut. And with the advanced storage system like that, you can have a lot of blocks placed in the dispenser, and you can cut a lot of different molding and gear all at once. And as you can see, as soon as the first chest in the first hopper are full, the items go to the next one. that's the finished version with paintings to make things look a bit better. Just have to add my sidings here. I was just waiting to make some. There we go. And now that's much more easy to place them. Ta-da! So here it is. I hope you enjoyed the construction and that you want to make one similar. At first I wanted to make something a bit more advanced with 5 different levels of saws and 5 contraptions like that stacked on top of each other to place logs and select if you want to make planks so that they would only go in one block dispenser, or if you want to make gears and then they would go into 5 different block dispensers. But the problem was that it would use a lot more resources and also that it would take a lot more space. So I went with something like that. The only small problem is that if I want to make, let's say, gears, I have to, if I start with lugs, I have to first make my planks, then take my planks and then make my siding and then the molding and then the corners. But since I have already in chest lots of siding and molding, I'll just have to maybe add some chest here to store more siding and molding to be able to choose what I want to make more easily. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. And we'll start the bloodwood farm. I just have to choose if I want to make it in my nether quarry that I showed you in the previous episode, or in between the 2 nether fortress, the place that I showed you today. Still not sure. And according to which place I'll choose, I'll end up making either an outside a real building if I place it in between the 2 fortress, or something more underground, something with no outside view if I do that in the nether quarry. So I'm still not sure where I'll make it. Maybe you guys have some idea. Let me know what you would prefer, a real building in between the 2 fortress outside, or something underground in my nether quarry. So let me know. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.